you have any indication about where David is right now?
Guys was going past this one cell, so when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him.
And to say the details are disturbing here is truly an understatement. Prosecutors claim in this filing that David even bought a burn cage to incinerate evidence.
Y'all, David's entire world inside that prison just flipped upside down. Because what dropped in that courtroom today, nobody was ready for it. One reaction is already going viral, and honestly, it says everything. Just want to say good luck to David walking back into that cell block after this hearing. Because once those inmates hear what came out today, he is absolutely cooked. And here's the thing, this isn't just talk. Court revealed today that David actually purchased supplies to conceal Celeste straight from Amazon and Postmates. But wait, it gets darker. He allegedly removed Celeste's left ring finger and pinky finger. Why? Because her fingers had his name tattooed on them. And to this day, those fingers have never been found. Now here's where it gets truly chilling. This man created a fake identity, Victoria Mendes, and used that name to order 2 chainsaws, a bag, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool, all from Amazon. Plus a shovel from Home Depot through Postmates. And that account's very last purchase, it's on record. July 7th, 2025, under that same fake name, a burn cage delivered straight to his home. Court documents stated clearly, this was all part of a calculated plan to incinerate the evidence. And that, right there, is the answer everyone was looking for when police discovered that incinerator months ago. Now we know exactly why it was there.
I've been wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. And today, we are learning about one of those items.
And that incinerator? This wasn't some random find. David allegedly planned to use it to burn every single tool, every piece of evidence tied to what he did to Celeste. Gone, like it never existed. But here's where it gets insane. A private investigator revealed that the incinerator found inside David's home burns at temperatures up to 1,600 degrees. 1,600 degrees, y'all. That's not a backyard bonfire, that's industrial level destruction. And it gets worse. The type of incinerator he purchased, it's actually used on farms. And in LA, owning one without a permit or a registered farm, completely illegal. Meaning David didn't just buy this thing, he allegedly faked an entire farm ID just to get it delivered to his door. This man had a whole fake identity, a fake farm. The layers of premeditation here are genuinely disturbing. But then, court dropped one more thing. And this one? Nobody saw it coming. Investigators found a live stream, David's own live stream, where he essentially predicted all of this. His own words, his own face, on camera, talking about the way he wants to go out. The man left a roadmap, and investigators found it.
That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I'm trying to get electric chair. I think that's the best way to go out, electric chair.
And because of everything that came out in that courtroom today, David has officially been classified as a higher risk inmate, which means one thing, higher security, no exceptions. And someone actually detailed exactly what his day-to-day looks like right now. It reads, David is currently being held in a segregated single cell. He gets escorted just to shower. And that shower? Every other day only. Phone calls? Only on shower days. He gets 3 hours of outdoor rec time per week. No TV, no visitors, and reportedly not a single dollar on his books. 3 hours of fresh air per week. Let that sink in. And one law enforcement source described that facility as, and I quote, dirty, smelly, and wild. Now combine that with the fact that David is listed on his arrest paperwork at 5'5", 125 pounds. 125 pounds walking into one of the worst jails in the entire United States, where inmates already know exactly what you're in for. That is a terrifying combination. This is the complete opposite of the $1 million lifestyle this man was living just weeks ago. And the food? David is not going to like this either. 6 days a week, inmates are served macaroni and beef dinner, 1 apple, 8 ounces of milk, and for dessert, a peanut butter granola bar. That menu is not building anyone up to defend themselves in there. David has now been transferred to Men's Central Jail in LA County. He's in solitary because of his public figure status, and some people actually think that's going to protect him. But one viral reply shut that down fast, someone wrote. Even in solitary, David still gets his 1 to 3 hours of rec time daily, and that's exactly when the other PC inmates will confront him. There is no safe corner in that jail after what he did. None. And a former inmate, someone who actually did time in that same exact facility, broke down what's really coming for David. He won't even need to leave his cell. Because in that jail, the inmates come to you.
Our defenders and treated in prison, they got treated bad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even think nothing about that. I just know that it was like every 15 to 20 minutes that went past, guys was going past this one cell. And it'd be like, there's 3 of them. One of them would grab the cell door and be on this side like this, and then the other 2 would be on this side. So the one, and they did this like every 20 to 30 minutes, every like clockwork. And this one would yank the door open, and the other 2 on this side had cups full of and boo-boo. So when he yanked the door open, they just throw the cups of boo-boo in there on him, and then boom, close the door, lock it on him. You know, so that was crazy. But and then some was getting jumped on, some was getting slapped, extorted, some was having to do favors.
And for anyone who doesn't know how this actually works inside, let's break it down real quick. The moment you step into that compound, your paperwork travels, cell to cell, inmate to inmate. Your charges become everybody's business. And then the block decides, are you welcome or not? So let's ask that question about David, because his official charges are now public record. And they read, David reportedly committed the crime with a sharp object. Now here's the full list, and it is heavy. According to prosecutors, David is facing 1 count of murder, a murder charge for financial gain, a murder charge to prevent testimony, a murder charge by lying in wait, use of a deadly weapon, and additional charges for what he did to Celeste in the aftermath, all highlighted and laid out by Jesse Weber of Law Crime. Lying in wait, financial gain, preventing testimony. Every single charge tells a story, and together, they paint a picture of someone who planned this, calculated it, and then tried to erase every trace of it. Now take all of that, walk it into that cell block, and watch that paperwork pass from hand to hand. You tell me, would they welcome him?
First of all, we suspected that David would be charged with murder after that was what he was arrested for, and in other court documents that came out a couple months ago, we know that he was being investigated for murder. But first-degree murder with special circumstances? Lying in wait to murdering a witness as part of an investigation? Murdering for financial gain? And now facing the possibility of the death penalty, even though it's my understanding there's a moratorium in California. That is a huge deal.
And here is the part that should terrify David the most, because there is almost no way out of this. The evidence against him doesn't just suggest guilt, it confirms it, layer by layer, piece by piece. Because the feds just announced brand new evidence. And this changes everything. Text messages have surfaced, showing Celeste telling David directly, days before she passed, that she was going to go to the police. She warned him. She told him she was going to talk. And then she was gone. Let that timeline sit with you for a second. DJ Academics reacted to the whole situation, and honestly, even he couldn't hold back on this one. Because those text messages don't leave any room for interpretation. They don't leave room for doubt. They tell the story all by themselves. Celeste told him she was going to the police. Days later, she wasn't here anymore. And now those messages are sitting inside a federal courtroom as evidence. David is not walking away from this one.
They're saying that the Celeste girl, maybe she was already talking to the cops, like, yeah, this creep is, he on me. Now, granted, who knows if David was trying to leave her or whatever the case is, but look like she would also try to threaten David with that, to say, yo, I'm about to go tell on you, right? Which already he should have knew that he's doing something wrong. Well, I mean, he should have knew of GP, like, she's gang. But she would, allegedly, according to this complaint, she had threatened that, yo, you know, I could ruin your music career or something like that.
That information alone, those charges, those text messages, that is more than enough to make David a marked man inside that jail. And his family knows it. They are nervous. Because when bail was denied, his family released a statement and it read, "We are disappointed but not surprised by the district attorney's decision. David's family stands behind him 100%. Supportive words. But it's David's reaction in that courtroom that told a completely different story. Because as the judge was listing off charge after charge, someone in that courtroom noticed something. It reads, the famous singer was seen with his mouth wide open, as if he was shocked or yelling. And then the judge mentioned the possible penalty, and even people inside that courtroom couldn't hide their reaction. Then David's lawyers stepped up, and their statement read, "We believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not commit this crime, nor was he the cause of her passing." They immediately requested a preliminary hearing within 10 days, demanding all evidence come to light at the earliest opportunity. But even as his own lawyers were speaking, David couldn't hold it together. Someone in that room described it. David Burke appeared visibly nervous, eyes darting around the room as he pleaded not guilty. His next hearing is set for April 23rd. But here is where this story takes a turn nobody expected. At the very end of that hearing, investigators were asked one burning question. Why did David's arrest take so long? And the answer? Chilling. Investigators revealed the arrest was delayed because the feds had a wiretap across every single one of David's devices. They sat back, they waited, and they let him slip up over and over again, collecting every single mistake. But that wasn't the only reason. While David thought he was moving in silence, feds were also quietly investigating his close friends, securing witness deals, building testimony about his relationship with Celeste. They weren't just watching David, they were building an airtight case before they ever made a move. And one name kept coming up throughout all of it: his alleged secret lover, Neo Langston. Neo actually took to Instagram and wrote, "Thankfully, I am legally fine in every way, and boy do I have all my receipts." And then old photos and Instagram videos started surfacing. David and Neo recreating the Titanic pose together, laying in bed together, moments that were hidden in plain sight for the longest time. Because for months, Neo Langston was nothing but a mystery figure in this entire case. Until now.
You know who that person is, and do you believe that is the person that moved the Tesla?
So I believe I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, I don't mean I can't say for, I don't know who exactly was in the house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another the last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
And getting Neo on their side? That was not just strategic, that was essential. Because of what investigators found sitting inside David's own iCloud account, a prosecutor revealed something in court that made the entire room go quiet. They stated, there are 40 terabytes of discovery in this case, and it will take considerable time to transfer all of it to the defense team. 40 terabytes. Let that number hit you. We are talking about messages between David and Celeste, messages between David and Neo. And on top of that, a detailed digital trail of every single move David made after the crime took place. All of it. Sitting in the cloud, waiting to be found. And then, evidence started leaking online. And what surfaced first? A video. Found directly on David's iCloud. And investigators immediately noticed something in the background. A picture frame. The exact same picture frame from David's secret rental home. The home where Celeste was living. But here's the part that sent chills through everyone following this case. When investigators pulled the metadata from that video, the date stamped on that file lined up perfectly with the exact time frame investigators believe Celeste had passed. A video, his own iCloud, his own secret rental, his own metadata, filmed at the exact right time. You tell me, does that sound like an innocent man? Drop it in the comments.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
And in that very video, David starts talking about loss, about all the passings that have been happening in his life, randomly, unprompted, just bringing it up out of nowhere. So investigators did what investigators do. They dug in, and what they found, or rather what they did not find, is what ended up in the evidence file. The note read, "There were no close family members, no close friends, nobody in David's immediate circle who had passed around the time this video was recorded. Nobody," which means David wasn't talking about just anyone. Investigators believe he was hinting directly towards Celeste, sitting on camera, recording himself, and quietly referencing what he had done without ever saying her name. That is either the most haunting coincidence in this entire case, or it is the closest thing to a confession that doesn't use the word confession. But the feds didn't stop there, because they didn't just have the aftermath, they had the entire relationship documented, every stage of it. And at some point, David actually soft-launched his relationship with Celeste, live in front of his fans, on stream, a moment that his audience saw in real time, without fully understanding what they were witnessing. And now, that same live stream is sitting inside a federal evidence file. Everything this man did, recorded, uploaded, saved, and now being used against him, one file at a time.
Yo, wait. Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? It was good to have a big family family. Oh, thank you, Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even. We need to delete it.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
And investigators caught something else. The sweater Celeste wore during that Twitch live stream, it was found inside David's secret rental home, quietly confirming she wasn't just visiting, she was living there. But then things get strange. On David's own iPhone, there's a photo of Celeste wearing a designer ripped hoodie, different one. And someone on Reddit noticed something, and it was noted. Is the hoodie circled in this photo the same one showing up on the floor in a selfie David took in his own bedroom? Same hoodie, her body, his bedroom floor, further confirming these two were sharing a space and apparently sharing clothes. And speaking of sharing, investigators found that David and Celeste even wore the same Halloween costume. A post surfaced reading, "Alleged photo of David wearing a wig identical to the one Celeste wore has surfaced. David was wearing Celeste's Halloween costume to an anime convention." An anime is not just a hobby for David. It is a deep part of his identity. He has spoken openly about wanting to literally be an anime character, about having an alter ego, a character who exists in an anime-like world, who goes out and commits very serious crimes. And the example crime he used? Stay with us.
Basically, an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself, and it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it, like it was in the
and the feds flagged a reply that was making rounds, and this one stopped people cold. Someone wrote, "There are hundreds of crimes he could have used as an example when describing his alter ego. Hundreds. And he chose that one. I cannot be the only one seeing how obvious this all is, right?" And that is David's biggest problem throughout this entire case. Nothing was hidden. Everything was right there, out in the open for anyone paying attention. Even when he tried to hide his money, While actively being investigated, David was quietly transferring assets out of his name. Sources revealed, after David hired his new legal firm, he began transferring assets away from his name. He was preparing for the police to close in on him, which they did. He got arrested. And a lawyer would go on to explain exactly what David was attempting to pull off and why it failed completely.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those property?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
And then there was this. Another move David made completely out in the open, and it raised every red flag imaginable. The Tesla that Celeste was last seen in, David went and retrieved it. And the timing? 48 hours. That is how close that car was to going to auction, because David had not picked it up from the impound lot. But right before it was gone, he hired someone to go get it. Why? Nobody knows for certain. But some people believe he wanted to keep it as a trophy.